So this Vindicator, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a test broadcast here. Just trying to get everything right. So we're set up for tomorrow. Henrique, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Can you see my broadcast?
Yes, I can. I can see on Hitbox, but Twitch is kind of paused.
Okay, well, I'm going to play the video. Let's see what happens. All right, so this is our test for our video that we're going to be playing tomorrow. Just make sure everything's working. It's one of our first devices. And Henrique, you can jump in on this as I'm yapping about it. Guess you're a little bit delayed until you get a video from me. So I would probably be reading these titles as we get into this. I'm just not going to do it this time. This is just a test. Now this is what we really want to see is once we get into the animation. These are all just still frames. Still all still frames. That's what our device looked like in 2008 for the claw. So I guess I gotta use push to talk so you hear me as I'm talking. Because the audience won't know. I'm not used to doing that. Okay, how's this looking for you? The turns.
I'm still viewing the 4K. Wow, okay. It's amazing. It's great. The quality is great.
So you've seen the animation of it spinning around right now?
Yeah.
Now what about, you see how I got words on top of words? No, I've got a way, let me just see, I'll move things around here a bit. I've got this set up as a second broadcast, so I can move things around. So should I have that text up about the game or the music, or take it off?
I think you can leave it.
Yeah, we do have got to decide because it's whatever we do here. Well, no, because when I redo the video, this won't be on it. That's right. The audio will, but not the visual. Like my picture here won't be on it. Just thought about that. So everything's good, and we're gonna have to be commenting more than this. We're pretty quiet.
Okay, no problem. One thing that I'm seeing is sometimes the video lags a bit, but
Yeah, when you're live, there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah.
So what I said is, once we're done this broadcast, I'll download the video, strip out the audio, take it to the studio, process it, you know, fix things up so there's no P's popping and all that kind of stuff. Then I'll put that back into this render that you see on the screen, and so you won't have my video here. That's not going to be here, and the song list is not going to be here because that's part of the live broadcast. So what do you think about that?
Okay, I understand. It's part of the broadcast.
Yeah.
So
that should be fine. You have a dog too?
yes, I do.
So we might have some dogs barking on either end. It's funny because my dog goes outside, my roommate's dog is inside, so my dog will bark and then the dog will bark in the house. It's like, holy smokes. Chain reaction.
Yeah, it happens here too. So, do you think you can upload that video for me?
Once we're sure it's good. It's the first time I'm watching it. Well, I've watched all the way to the end of the second one, the agony. But yeah, we're still on the claw here. So what about critical stuff? Do you want me to save that for private, or you're okay with me doing it live? What do you think?
This test, you say?
Critical things, like for example, the claw. I might say something like, those hooks could be a little better, a little smoother, or something like that. Are you okay with me saying that kind of stuff, or you want me to keep that private?
I prefer you to keep that private.
Sure. That's what I'm asking.
Okay.
But those hooks should be better. So how much of this are we going to watch? You want to do the whole thing? What do you want to do? I got to watch the whole thing. So.
For me, I can watch it too.
Yeah, but
I'm excited. I have nothing to do now since I've finished rendering everything.
I know your job's done. You're lucky. But yeah, we got to be a little more lively tomorrow. We're going to have to be talking about everything here.
Okay, but you need to, start the conversation.
Yes. Well, that's fine.
So
yeah,
I'll follow you. I'll try.
I'll be way more talkative tomorrow. So. This is a really, and I do a summary at the end, so I go through all the golds. I shouldn't tell you that; it should be a surprise. But because there's a lot here. There's a lot going on.
Yeah, big number, much devices and big number of rarities, and a lot of details too. Well, to explain our viewers.
Oh, one thing I want to mention, of course, we want to redo some of these devices like this one, two-tone. But, this is one of my favorites, just how this came across. But you see that it says exclusive, right? Well, the thing is there's going to be a period of time where this is going from exclusive to the next rarity. And I'm thinking maybe somehow the colors should creep across. That's probably a code thing, of course. But think about that when you're doing the two-tones. How will this translate from one rarity to the next?
Yeah, we'll think about that.
Yeah, we got lots of time. So anyways, I'm just going to say to everybody here as I'm broadcasting live that this is our test. I had to sit down and watch this video. It's about an hour long. And make sure that it's ready for tomorrow. Dylan has to use audio only because his school's Wi-Fi is so bad. Okay, anyways. So this is not really our showing, but of course we don't really have a way to tell everybody that this is for our eyes only. So go ahead and watch, but this is what we're going to be reviewing tomorrow. We're just trying to find some errors, if there are any. Hopefully there's not. I've done a bunch of watching of the small parts, but not the whole thing altogether. So anyways, and Henrique is here. He's the model who's done all this work. And so we'll be much more making more comments and stuff tomorrow. This is just a test, and he's eager to see this, and so I thought, well, the easiest way is just to broadcast it and make sure everything's working. So if you see any issues, let us know. The one's blind, he can't see them. So that means he's listening to the music he's already heard. No, that's funny. Now here's the other thing I can do too, is I can get a little more creative with our set list, do a little fade there, you know, and jump to a different song, bring it back in. So I mean, I'm not gaming, so I can do a little things a little bit more creatively. I forgot to push my button when I was saying all that. So I guess the other thing is Henrique doesn't have a camera, so we've got no way to go back and forth. So it'll just be me, my talking head on the live version. And then when we redo this, we're going to mix the audio from the live with the renders, because probably what I'm seeing on my screen, which is full resolution without any degradation, 1080p, and what you guys are seeing is a live stream, so it's going to be a little bit less quality. So what we'll do is we'll upload this on YouTube and put the live with it, and I'll be able to use limiters and stuff and get a little bit more volume than you would want to do. Well, I guess what I'm really saying is in my future studio, I should be run my studio and have my mics go through the studio, and you know, I'll sound like I'm on the radio because that's what they do on the radio. But for live, I can't at the moment do that. So far, so good?
Yeah, really good.
One can see something on YouTube. So there is our agony. Okay, so let's just kind of practice. So for tomorrow, this is the kind of thing I want to do. Is I want to say, so the agony takes dark shield, the rapid impact takes light, but those are just one shield, so they actually work together. So this is a really great cleanup device. See, now I should be reading these things at least somewhat, so I'm going to have to be, you know, kind of on the ball there. So inspiration was the Quake's rocket launcher. It truly was. I just love that device, or that weapon, I guess. Yeah, you're welcome to come in. I see no reason why, if somebody wants to come in and chat with us, as long as it's you know, the kind of content we're doing. I mean, you guys got to realize that we're not just doing this for you. We're not just doing this for us. We're not just doing this.
Another thing I'm seeing is YouTube, Twitch, and Hitbox have the same quality. The video is great in those three.
Okay, good to know. Yeah, so I see no reason why our viewers, you know, could be, you know, maybe privately let in to come talk. So, you know, if somebody's got something to say, positive, negative, as long as it's, you know, family content. Because remember, we're broadcasting this for Amazon and Twitch. Twitch is not such a big deal, but Amazon, I really want to give the impression that this is primetime entertainment. You know, something you can watch with your kids, and you know, there's no blood, gore, none of that stuff, because that's all fake. When they put that stuff in the games, it's all fake. It's not real. So why are we doing it? Just to piss people off? I mean, it's just ridiculous. Okay, so again, let's mix things up with the music.
One thing I just noticed is that you forgot to to press your push to talk button.
Oh, I'm not doing push to talk. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I just screwed the music up. Yeah, this push to talk is a terrible thing. All right, well, something happened. That's not what I was trying to do. Yeah, I can't always use it. I just screwed up the music trying to do push to talk. No, when I'm just talking to the audience, I'm not doing push to talk. Yeah, I was trying to DJ there. I shouldn't be using push to talk when I'm doing that, because it totally screws up the music.
Or try another button.
Yeah, but then I'm not going to know what I'm doing. Yeah, you don't want to change things last minute. That's not a good idea. The one wants the pink one, he says.
The one wants a pink crown.
A pink crown. Hey, should the crowns have rarity? I have never thought about that. They're not a tradable item. It's something that you earn. It's a completely different thing.
Yeah, I know.
I think the crowns will just be gold, with jewels.
Yeah.
Awesome music.
Okay. So yeah, I just can't use push to talk or talk when I'm... Well, I guess I can talk, but I just can't use push to talk when I'm DJing. I don't know what happens, but it just stops the music and it lags it out. I don't know what the heck.
Well, you can try to leave your mic open without using push to talk.
I could, yeah. Now, the other thing I wanted to mention, too... Yeah, I guess we could just do that, eh? Give me a lot more control. The other thing I wanted to mention is that, say, for example, you really like a certain color of rarity, and that's what you want, matches your armor and stuff. Well, let's say you have a device and it changes to the next rarity. You're like, oh, man, I wanted that one. You can sell it. Buy the rarity that you want, and pocket the difference in the money.
Yeah, okay, I'll comment on that.
I just think the gold devices are gorgeous.
They're truly amazing. I want them so much.
Oh, Dewan, can you tell me what you think about me messing around with the music order too, changing it up? Yeah, these are all based on real world jewels too. So, and they'll be valuable. Oh, in the game also, you're going to be able to find rare stones and minerals and stuff like that, and then you can either sell them as raw minerals, rare, but they're rare, of course, but raw. You can sell them raw, or you can buy a system to refine them and then sell them for a profit. So that's how that's going to work. Or you can just sell them raw, and you sell a bunch of raw ones, buy some refined ones. So, lots of options. So it's kind of like an MMO in that regard. Did you see that? So Zeronical says on YouTube, he says, Henrique, you did a fantastic job, man. You sure did. These are great. Where's your comment? Okay, so the glove thing, that's actually going to be part of the armor of your character. So you're actually going to have a gauntlet on your wrist with a jewel in it, and these are going to manifest, kind of like a Star Trek. They're going to be holograms, and they're going to manifest, but it's going to be instant. You can literally shoot one device, and before it's reloaded, switch to another one instantly and shoot it, and then come back to the one that's reloaded. It's very cool. We spent a lot of time with that. So the gauntlet you see there, that's just a placeholder. You're actually going to have, that's actually going to be part of your armor. So that what you see there will be gone. We're just showing it to show how it sits on your arm.
It's a very important thing to explain to our viewers about the armband. That's just a placeholder, and it will be on the character's armor. You know.
There, I did it. I changed songs. I didn't say nothing. As long as I'm clicked on OBS, I can use push to talk just fine. But if I'm even on Discord, it starts typing. Drives me nuts. I love push to talk, but anyways, we're sorting out all the problems now, so that's good.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're going to need skill. So Zeronical says switching from device to device in a battle will need skills. Exactly. And it's just a roll of the mouse wheel up or down. But there's quick binds too. I mean, when I played Quake Live, which is Quake 3, but kind of a after Team Arena version. But when I played Quake Live, you had to set up all your binds. You had to be able to switch between your weapons very quickly, or you would lose. You know, you had to use whatever was best for the circumstance. You know, but and the other thing I'm going to do is talk about how these relate to things you know, because this is very much like a shotgun. This I gotta think about what this is called again. This is the Wolverine. Speed, that is the amount of energy in the device. Every device will use a different amount of energy. It could be 34 units of energy every time you push fire. So that's an energy readout. I think it maxes out at 1221 if I'm correct. Yeah, so DeOne, what's happening here is it's kind of like D&D, how things level up. So you see here the Holy device is worth $1,000. So it's very rare. I mean, first of all, it's very rare to create this from the creation point from when you're starting, but it's also very hard and difficult to level this device up to this level. Yeah, so the price that's going up, that's over 5 years. So getting up to that top price, that's gonna, you're gonna work your guts out. But the thing is it's not just you that's playing these devices and getting up in value. It's also when you're offline, the free-to-play players are gonna come in and they're gonna go, oh man, look at this, really cool device at the highest level. Now the thing is the levels don't affect how it works. how it works is affected by how you set it up. So you're going to be able to go inside these devices. You're going to be able to configure the jewels inside, the precious metals, all that kind of stuff. You're going to be able to control how powerful it is, but the more powerful it is, the more kickback there is. So you're going to try to find a balance between how powerful it is and the kickback. And then when you rent that out, it's going to be different. So for the free-to-play players, this game is always changing. It's always different. The devices they use are different. How they respond are different. It could look the same, but it's going to be a different rarity. It's going to have a different setting. And so they might like it, they might not. No, not at all, Doan. How they level up is strictly an algorithm that's based on how much time you play, how many people rent your device and use it. It's over 5 years to get from the lowest rarity to the highest rarity. And then, like I said, it's like a MMO where the end, it takes a lot of XP to level that up. So think of it like leveling up. The devices are just like leveling up a character in an MMO. So I always thought it was more important. Your character's going to level up too, but I always thought it's more important that your gear levels up and in value and stuff like this. So what do you think, Henrique? Got 10 people watching us now. Keep going. Hey, Volt Boy. Yeah, we're just doing a test. This is our test of this is the devices for our own game. This is a test broadcast. Tomorrow we're going to do the real thing, but it's going to basically be the same, except we're going to be commenting more on what we're doing here. This is just a technical thing. That exclusive looks so good, eh? So Zeronico says, seriously talking, Henrique, bro. I saw those ones in the early stages, but this is amazing, dude.
Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate that.
You know, a lot of this has to do with the fact that we got to remember, everybody, it's not just Henrique, and it's just not me telling him what to do. We don't have an art director, first of all. We're pulling this stuff off, but we have a previous team that figured all this stuff out. I mean, this wasn't done by one guy originally. This was done, there's 9 devices here. It was probably done by 8 different people, 7 different people, and it took us freaking years to figure this stuff out. And the other thing to remember about these devices too is we're just showing you the still. I mean, this is going to be sitting on somebody's arm. It's the energy inside of it's going to be animated. It's going to have standby look to it. It's going to have a fire look to it. So when it fires, it's going to have a flash. It's going to have smoke. It's going to have projectiles. It's going to have hit effects. So in the game, it's absolutely amazing where these are going. This is just stage 1, guys. But I mean, remember, the reason it looks so good is that I worked for years, you know, between, well, really the year 2000 when I came up with the idea. 2005 is when we really had a team that was grinding it out. 2008 is when the economy crashed and kind of killed it for us. So it's really 3 years of development that's in this before this even went out to Henrique. And then I just showed him the very best stuff and gave him feedback, and that's why we got what we got, you know. And again, no art director. There's nobody in here saying, oh, you guys should do this. And this whole rarity thing is all new. That's brand new design. If it wasn't for the programmer joining the team that brought Henrique into the project, I wouldn't have wrote the document and wouldn't have all these rarities. Like, I have all these rarities and ideas because I wrote the plan for us to make our application. So it's an amazing story.
Yeah, exactly. I don't even know how to I didn't even know what to say. But I'm very happy with the devices, with the Rarity system, with everything. And as you told, the devices in game, they will look very, very amazing, because they're gonna have particles, they're gonna be animated, they're gonna have shaders, amazing stuff.
Now this shine that we're seeing as the device is going around, I just love how the light is catching the device. So you said that we can have that in a lumberyard as well?
Yeah, we can, because lumberyard has this, that PBR shader that I have already talked about it. This, how the material reacts to real lighting. Lumberyard has it.
That is so awesome. I am so happy about that. Now this is one of my favorite devices, the Hog. And I'm so glad we were able to take this from the old idea into the future here, because it's just amazing. In fact, I didn't even show the old one. I was going to show a 2005 version, and I looked at it and went, nah, I'm not going to show anybody that. Because it's evolved so much.
Yeah, it's very different from the old prototype.
So you're probably not seeing the YouTube comments. Zeronical says the function of each device is on point with the looks. Volt Boy says the detail is very crisp and smooth under the lighting. And Zeronical says, I remember this one from Prince of Thunder. I used it to fly. Yeah, the one there is... Actually, the old name for the Hog is the Hedgehog. And when I called it the Hedgehog, everybody thought of Sonic the Hedgehog. And that's why it kind of ended up like it did. So this has actually been redesigned by a concept artist that said, no, you should have the devices more like this. We had a problem. The old devices, you stick your whole hand in the end of it, which is fine if all the characters are the same size. And I'm kind of glad that they weren't. And the guys argued and they go, no, we're going to make characters different sizes. Well, it just looked like crap. You have this massive hand sticking out of the device. So he came up with this idea to put them on gauntlets on your forearm instead of being on your hand. And the cool thing about that is you still actually have your hand free, which is kind of neat. And we'll put rings and all kinds of cool things on the hand. A lot of my inspiration is from MMOs, where you put on rings and earrings and stuff to protect you from different various attacks, and I love that idea. So we're gonna have that in Thunder as well. But yeah, so now it sits on your forearm. To me, that's just such a cool thing to aim your forearm. But yeah, so this is the new Hog. It's just called the Hog now. And so those little blue things at the bottom, they're all gonna join together and create streams of lightning. This is kind of like Quake's lightning gun, but it's different. And then it goes to that forward point and then hits the enemy with this solid bolt. Now the thing is at the back you can see it almost looks like a back end of some 1957 car or something like that. That's actually the vent. So this device can vent forward or vent backwards. And if it vents forward, it'll do more damage. If it vents backwards, well, then you'll move away from the enemy. So you have a right click and a left click with all of these things. But this is one of my favorite devices because if you jump in the air, literally, like Zeronical was saying, I used it to fly. Yeah, you can. And the one says, puts on ring, takes no more damage. Well, the rings aren't for that. They'll protect you from there's thrown attacks that we'll be talking about later on, but Zeronical says, especially the magic trinket that gives a bonus. The Oh No ring. When this thing is equipped, you take oh no damage, boya. It's more like the other way around. If you don't have it equipped, you're going to take... all it is the holds. The holds will be longer on you. So there's ice holds, there's lightning holds. there's fire damage, and there's storms that can do various things as well. Holds and things like that. So we ended up doing that because when we did Prince of Thunder, the programmer said, they've got limitations on this game engine. I'm going to take them off and let you test it. And I tested and went, oh my goodness. The limitations are to make you like a human, right? And we took the limitations off. You became much more like a spiritual being. And so I thought, well, that's perfect for our game. But then it was really hard to shoot each other. Hey, Optical. Yeah, we're just doing a test right now. This is our test of our devices. Oh, here's Sinister. Okay. No problem, man. So, So anyways, they took the limitations off the game engine. And the problem, it was way more fun, but the problem was it was hard to shoot each other. And that's when it's neat how the problems make you conceive the solution, especially, it's a game designer's job, right? So I thought, well, what happens if we take this idea of thunder and actually cast lightning and hold somebody just briefly? And it's just so much easier because sometimes it's easy to get that one really impossible shot, but to get 10 impossible shots in a row, it's hard, right? So that's how I designed it. So you'd one impossible shot, you'd freeze the guy, and then boom, you could come move in on him, and he's being held. And a lot of times, that's when we develop the claw. You take the claw out, and then you use it to block the shot, or you use it to move, and that works really cool. And then what's interesting is these close-up shots. There's no movement here, but when I look at them, I just feel like we're floating. It's really wild. And I could have put a little bit of movement in them, but I decided not to because they look like they're moving and there's no movement. So it's amazing. So that's the hog. Oops. I went to change the music again. Made the video smaller. Now it's back to full screen. Yeah, so tomorrow I'll try to be on ball and read these things. Obviously, people are still picking up on it, which is good. Oh, good to know, Sinister. Thank you.
So, Vinda, what's the history of the liquid vortex? Do you want to explain to everyone?
It's actually very short history. Basically, simply, we had the hedgehog, we had the hog. What was called the hedgehog at the time, which was blue energy. There was no cleanup device. And when we took the limitations off the game, people started to complain that it was very hard to shoot each other. So they said, you need to have a minigun. And so that's where this came about, is the hog needed a cleanup device, and people wanted a minigun. So, hey, we listened. And so and now understand that what you're seeing here, these blue icicles, or whatever you want to call them, they will all be turning together. At different rates or whatever. It kind of works as like a gear, but so they will be turning. That's the minigun. I'm not sure what the animation will be for the water. Probably more like their water. They'll probably do some animation bounce. Henrique, can we do that? Can we do some disformation or whatever you would call it? Yeah, so it's like a drill. That's right.
Yeah, I think we can. Can you be more specific?
Yeah, so if this was shooting water, they probably shouldn't be spinning. That should probably be the minigun. So what should probably happen here is that imagine that it's a balloon, and you're like squeezing water from one end of it to another. It would deform and it would go like a wave through it. So that's what I'm saying. Can we do that kind of thing?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, that would be great. Well, so far, so good. I haven't seen any mistakes, have you?
No, not seeing any errors, any mistakes. So good.
Sinister says, I feel you, like a Super Squirter 2000. Yeah, exactly. Oh, the question I want to ask everyone, Henrique, you can chime in on this too. Oh, Sinister's asking if I'm going to show the map at all. No, but you know what? Thanks for reminding me that. I'm going to put that maybe into when we start showing the level design. That's a really good idea. We actually do have a map, a real map of the very first aisle that we're going to build. And that's a great idea. So I'm going to add that in. But not for this event. No, this is all just the devices. My question, do you guys think we're showing too much? You know, should we have done these one at a time as we got them done? That might not have been so possible because we've gone down some different roads. That's why the textures look so good. You know, because we're using Substance, which is a professional texturing program that's used by Amazon. Mind-blowing. All the major movie companies, all the major game companies, even Crytek, everybody uses it. So that's what we're using, and it looks amazing. But anyways, okay, so Sinister says, I don't think you're showing too much. DeWan says, no, it's a good start off with a big event because it gets more people hyped. Yeah, okay. I mean, we've got lots to show, guys. You know, we're going to be doing the game level stuff next, and there's a lot to that. So, I would rather show it all together. Like, we'll do this. We'll show every item separately, and then we'll show it together. There won't be gameplay yet, and that's a good idea. I'll put a map in with that too, because we have a real map, and I want you guys to get excited about that. Because first-person shooters don't do that; they don't make an RPG style map, but we do. So, and it's gorgeous. I mean, it's a lot more work, but I think in the end, it's worth it. So. Henrique, are you getting excited about the things you're going to build for the map?
Yes, I am.
That's good. It's more gorgeous stuff too.
Yeah, of course.
But these devices, they're personal, right? This is the thing you're using. I mean, this right here, this is the view you get when you're holding this thing on your arm, you know?
Yes. And about your question, I totally agree with the one. I don't think we are showing too much.
Okay.
I think we are showing the right thing for now. Get more people hyped.
Speed says, well, a little gameplay would be awesome. You wonder how this weapon is going to look on the character. Yeah, so but you're actually talking about two things there. You're actually talking about in the game engine, and you're also talking about a character. Those are, when you're making a game, those are two really big things. All we're showing here, these are just the models. We still got to model the character, so that'll be another big reveal down the road. We don't have anything happening inside of the Lumberyard game engine yet. So, but these things will all show up. So again here, 2008, the Oculus, and now 2017, here we go. The one, maybe we should take off that, Moobot is complaining that Sinister used capitals, but I don't see anything wrong with anything he did here. I don't even see where he used capitals. He didn't use capitals. So maybe we got to spank Moobot a little bit. Oh, and then he lost 100 mana. I should make a rule. No gambling while there's reveals happening. Now, this device turned out fantastic. the Oculus. I mean, man, you want to go into the pit, which is not a nice place to be. You want to find this and go back to that guy that was pissing you off.
Sweet little revenge.
Now, just so you know, the black and white devices take black and white shield, the blues take blues, and the reds take reds. But there's a hidden shield underneath all those that's rainbow color that protects you from everything. This device goes right to the heart. This device removes the inner shield, so it's kind of like a cleanup thing. You know, you come in and really weaken the guy from the inside out, so to speak. Now the thing is even if you buy this, you still got to go in the pit to find it, and it's we're not going to make it easy. I remember our lead level designer, he designed a pit, and it took us forever, but we finally found the hidden room. And then when you went in there, he set it up so it damaged your shields, and he says, and then a message would come up and say, every free gift has a cost. And so you got to get in there, grab it, and get out of there as fast as you can, because it's like damaging your shield.
I have a question. Can more than one or more? No. Can one character have this gun? If one character has this gun, can another one have
yes.
it too?
Yes, there's a spawn point, and you know, it's very much like playing Quake. You know, when you pick up the weapon you're waiting for, the next guy comes along. It isn't there until the spawn cycle comes back up again. So the spawn cycle on this could be, you know, 40 seconds, could be 2 minutes or something like that. We'll figure that out in balance. But yeah, so first guy there is going to get it. Second guy there might have to wait.
Oh, okay. Sinister wants this gun so much.
Yeah. It is. It's gorgeous. Absolutely.
Totally.
It's kind of funny. Sinister says, "Is this going to be like a battle royale kind of thing?" Which is funny because there actually is a battle royale. It's kind of an end game elimination thing that we do at the end of every round. So I know you're talking about something completely different, but kind of sort of. Henrique, were you surprised that I used 2 of your revolutions on each one, and then 4 on the golds?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Well, each one of your videos is going twice. You probably thought I was only going to use it once, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought you would use it only one time. Well, what did you do? You duplicate it?
Yeah, so I just copied it again. So the thing is, the reason I did that is because the very first thing I was going to do was show the value. But I didn't show, you know, the chance of creation. And I watched the thing and I went, you know what, people need to know that, you know, this gold device, like, this is pretty high level. You're not going to just go, oh, I want that one. Well, yeah. And
yeah, I totally understand.
Did you notice, Henrique, that these are all worth twice as much, the rare ones?
Yeah.
And Sinister says, I'm buying that Rarity for $2,010. But what he doesn't realize is the chance of finding that, especially in the first year of this game, is going to be really, really rare. I mean, the things in this game are truly rare. Yeah, you can buy a rare device, but that doesn't mean that you're going to find the rarity level that you want. You might have to buy something and level it up. So here we are. We're on to the last device now. So actually, what's been nice here with everybody here and chatting and stuff and broadcasting, it's made the hour go, because this is an hour long, it's made the hour go by a lot faster than me just sitting here by myself in my studio watching this. Well, the other thing I wanted to mention too is I just read an article about how the $400 knife saved Counter-Strike. And that's because I was having my doubts about what we're doing here, you know, like making a device that's worth $1,000, you know, rare device, $2,000. I mean, that's a lot of money. But that's what's going to keep people playing for 5 years. And even if they take a break and stuff, their stuff's still going to level up until they sell it. So it's very cool.
It's an interesting story. I want to read it.
Well, here's the other thing too, is just because your device hits gold doesn't mean it caps out. It's not going to change from gold to another rarity after that. It's the highest rarity, but the value will continue to go up. So there will be gold devices that are worth much more than what I'm showing here after the 5-year period. Oh yeah, trade is the first thing that we're doing. So what do you need to sell it? You can do it right in the game, but in 6 months, this is what I'm told, so in 6 months we're going to have an application even before our game is ready, and you guys are going to be able to take your mana that you're earning by watching me here and buy these devices, and you're going to be able to have us, as we're testing, level them up, so the algorithm's going to be running. You're going to be able to list them for sale. Now, another thing I'm going to mention here is what I'm showing you is if you spent, in this case, $10 on this device, but $5 at the front, it could very well be worth more the instant it's created. But I've made a decision that I am not, like this one, you could spend $10 and it's scarce, and so it's worth $13. You just made $3.34 just by buying it. But I'm going to tell you something. I've made a decision that we're not going to sell these devices individually. We're going to leave that to the gamers. The gamers are going to come and buy packages of these devices. They're the ones that are creating the rarity, right? They're taking the risk, they're putting the money into it. Of course, you never lose money. You always get ahead. I've designed that very purposefully. But when you put this device up for sale, you will get that money from another gamer. So that's how this works, is we sell bulk items and the gamers sell individual items, and that's how you guys make money. So yeah, this is the second rainbow. Okay, Sinister says, can you explain a bit, also a bit of an idea? You should make it so people can't sell their items for 7 days after they get it, so they still play and bring them back. Okay, I'll consider that. Like I just said, we're not going to do individual creation, so people are going to be doing bulk things, and it's a business for them. They're going to spend $75. They're going to buy a bunch of items. They're going to create the rarities. They're going to keep the ones they want. They're going to put the ones they don't want up for sale. People that are buying individual devices will buy it from them. So I don't think we'll have a 7-day thing. You'll be able to do that, because some people are going to do this as a business. That's how I've designed it. So it's almost like gamers with money, that they call the whales in the industry, the people that spend a lot of money. They're like the distributors. And the gamers are like the people that go in and buy an individual item, but they're buying it from the distributors. And then the free-to-play gamers can pick anything they want and use it. They might not like the way you set your device up, so they're going to disregard it and pick a different one. But everybody's going to be going for the rarity stuff, of course. But it's all just looks and value. The device operates by how you set it up when you open it up on the inside. So, and that might, a lot of the things I'm talking about might not happen right away, but that's the long-term plan. Yeah, Sinister, I'm not really ready to show that. It's not going to be like opening crates. It's not going to be like card packs. Those are new things that have come about after I've designed this. This is more, man, how do I describe it? It's more like going and seeing the package that you're going to buy and making a decision if you want to buy it. And then when you buy it, then they rotate. The rarities rotate, and then they stop. And you're going to get a whole bunch because it's 70% for the standard ones. You're going to get a whole bunch of that. But every once in a while, the cool thing is it's not like opening one case and getting one thing. It's like opening a whole set of stuff. And on the whole page, you get to see what the whole set is that you get. And then the market is really simple. Drag and drop. So, okay, this is the review. Oh, I just saw an issue that wasn't there before. Oh, that's just on this one device. We'll be fine. Yeah, because I had to move the device down. So you see that the claw word is cut in half. So I'll fix that in the master, but I'm not going to worry about this. Sinister says that, oh my, the claw is sexy. I love the agony. I think that turned out really well. It's one of my faves, and when we two-tone it again, it's going to be awesome. This is a device I use a lot, the Rapid Impact. It's one of my favorites too. It's like the Quake's rocket launcher. It's just so fun. And you can, in our game, you can rocket jump like you wouldn't believe. Sinister says, the agony is too holy. And then this is the new design for the Wolverine, which I think turned out really well. I'm still concerned about where the hand's going to end up here. I got to tell you, honestly. I mean, hopefully we can turn the hand down a little bit and not run into it, but the big monster guys, I don't know. We'll see. This one's interesting too because you see how the tail, the stinger, comes underneath the arm thing. So we might have to get a little creative with people with big arms there. But I guess it doesn't matter. It's just 3D models. The Hog, one of my favorites. Sinister says, oh my god, these guns make me so hype. Well, thanks, man. That's awesome. Hey, we worked our butts off to make this happen, but it's so awesome to be this far.
Yeah, it truly is. And I thank you, Sinister. We all want to play Thunder. We all want to play with those devices. Not only you.
Yeah, yesterday. I mean, here's the thing too is, I mean, all this stuff exists, you know, not the way it looks on my screen though. In Prince of Thunder, you know, there's an Oculus in Prince of Thunder. You know, it needs some code. There's no Prismatic Resonator. This is the one device that actually didn't make it in. Oh, and actually the H2O was only in a test label. Well, and these rainbow devices are very powerful. You know, these are like the BFG in Quake. You know, the guy peed you off, and so you go way out to some place where it's hard to get to, and you get the BFG, and then you come back, and that's it. That guy, he's gone. So that's where the inspiration came from that. So you notice this is very early stage development. What you see are 3D models for a Thunder video game. Everything is subject to change and balance. You are the voices that shape our decisions. What do you think? Well, there we go. So we've reached the end of our test broadcast. And Sinister says, no problem, Henrique. I can't wait for it to come out. And you know, this is probably the best thing that ever happened to us, is that our first game, we had so much hardship because it made me work so much harder. So DeWan says clap, clap, clap. Well, thank you, everybody. So I'm showing 14 people now. Well, thanks for stopping in and having a look at this. This is just a test. And, oh yeah, I got to make sure that my video is set to repeat for tomorrow. Turn repeat on. So I'm gonna just test it.
Yeah, I also have to thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you, Vinda. Thank you, The One. Thank you, Lucas. Sinister. We all want to play Thunder. We all want to use those devices. And Vinda, the video is incredible. You've done a great job. I liked very much the ending.
Well, thank you. And you did an awesome job. I mean, without you, I'd have a bunch of old, those 2008 pages. That's all I had. Before you joined, that's all I had. And whatever's in my head, and more importantly, what's on my design document, because I forget it all. But, we spent a lot of time designing these. We spent a lot of time listening to people. We'd play, and people were like, oh, these devices have too much recoil. And we're like, we really like the recoil. Maybe you'll get used to it. But they'd say, well, we need a minigun. So we're like, okay, well, we need another blue device. We'll make it a minigun. And, then you're thinking, but we don't want bullets. Let's have icicles, So, it's really important to mention, too, that this game is going to really appeal to first-person shooters. But it's also going to really appeal to people that play MMOs. And it's also going to be a game that can be broadcast live. It's a Pro League game. And so we've really deliberately, kept things look violent, but we've deliberately kept out the violence. There is no health unit in our game. When your shields are all gone, those devices, they will banish you to a lower realm. I'll tell you, it's not like playing another game where you die, you're counted out for 20 seconds, you click your mouse and you come back. That's BS. There's no such thing. You go to war, you get shot once, one bullet, you're down, you're out. So I didn't want to play that game. I think that game is played by so many developers, and they've all kind of inbred the whole idea that you just click your mouse and you come back. But you know what? It's all false. And so is the violence. So I thought, let's make something for primetime television that we can enjoy playing, that our kid brother can come and watch, our mother can come watch, and they might go, oh, that claw looks really violent. So, well, it used to be violent, but now here's what it does. It puts people into a pod. Isn't that cool? So it's got this whole backstory of violence, and it's come out of the violence. And this is like the future. And all these things that you're seeing are very much like Star Trek. I love that kind of stuff. So it's very futuristic. So anyways, you're like Zelda. Well, Zelda is kind of, well, there's no dying, Sinister, though. You're being banished. It's far worse. So, in like even World of Warcraft, you die, the whole world goes gray, you got to float from the graveyard back to your character and stuff like that. Like, it's just kind of BS, because that's not really the way life is. So, in essence, it is a non-violent game. Yeah. But we're not marketing it as a non-violent game. It's going to have all those elements that you love. Point, shoot, But the thing is, in our game, you get points for everything you do. When you banish somebody, you get 1 point. But when you take a shot, and the shot has 30 energy, you get 30 points of damage if you hit the person. So it's really cool. Your points are built in the battles. And these battles are huge. And what's funny is when we first put this game out, people were like, oh, your battles are too long. But they're thinking of a game where you headshot somebody and they're done in one shot. Our game is much more like the League of Legends type thing, where you go into a battle, it's like 18 minutes go by, In our game, you can actually retreat. We've got shrines, so you can rest and level your shields and your energy all back up. So it's very cool, very, very different than what's out there. And we spent a lot of time with this. I did LAN parties. We toured this with LAN parties, and people played it, and I listened to everything they said. The number one comment we got on this game is people said, I love this game. That's the number one comment. And I made that comment too. It's not just because I'm going, oh, I love this game because we made it. It's like, no, it's got all the things that I love that I wish other games would do. We've done it. So anyways, that's it. That's all I have to say for right now. So I hope that inspires you. I hope you guys are excited about this game that we're making. And we've got a long ways to go. I just screwed the music up again. Oops. Doing push to talk. I don't know what happens. Jumps to a random song and stuff. It's because I'm using push to talk. Anyways, so Sinister says that's lit. There's gonna be game communication because I will make an epic voice to say banished in the voice of Kill Frenzy. Sinister, what are you trying to say? Are you saying that you do voices? Because we do have a voice team, and we're actually doing auditions for our characters right now. So if that's true, send me a message. But anyways, yes, I will be back. I'll be playing some Dirty Bomb tonight, and then tomorrow at 2. I think we're going to run this 2 times. So we'll go through. There'll be much more commenting, much more history and stuff like that. But thank you guys for kind of getting us into the proper mindset. So tomorrow we'll do the real thing. But thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out with us. And we'll see you soon. So I guess I got to say my trademark line. It's a Vindicator. And I am out.